Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Katamari Forever. I'm Dylan, I'm your host, and I'm here once again with Fumin, and we are headed to the King's Cosmos, where we will be rolling up snow to make Snowman Planet, which I'm pretty sure is a real place if you look at your star maps. In any case, we're going to be rolling up this star here, which is one of the easier stars in the game. It's kind of nice how it's placed at the end of the game amidst all of these long stages and some difficult stages as well, but it leaves me without a whole lot to talk about, and I understand the irony as I was just able to spend 30 minutes game time last episode talking about Make a Star 11, and here we are with just a simple snowman stage, and I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to be able to make this one entertaining, but let's do our best. You can see Fumin's suffering a little bit in the cold there, so hopefully we'll be able to get to shelter before too much longer, but we have a star to make first. How much time do we have? How large do we need to make it? Well, there aren't restrictions on either of those things. Yes, this is like the lowest pressure Katamari imaginable. The King's only restriction is that, sooner or later, why don't we work our way over there? It's sort of like the campfire or the sumo stage in that we have to finish the stage by heading to a certain location, and we have to reach a certain size before doing so. But that's not hard to do at all, with no time limit, unlike on those stages, and also without any real danger. We don't have to worry about running out of fire like we did on the campfire stage. Like, the alternative to that here would probably be like getting somewhere too warm and the snow melting, but there's no such danger. This is just a totally chill, if you don't mind the pun, stage. Really, like I said, low pressure. Can we get this guy? No, we can't. Okay, so there's one cousin and one royal present, which I guess will make things a little bit interesting. But really, we don't have to worry about a whole lot else while we're here. In fact, this is the only stage where you get larger just by moving. You don't even have to worry about picking up objects if you don't want to. You just roll around and the snow gets rolled up right into you. So the goal here is, of course, to make the head for a snowman. You can see in the top left there, right now, our snowman head, were we to make it out of our current Katamari, would be very, very small. But you'll be able to watch that measure as we get larger and larger. It'll get quite comical by the end of it. We're hoping to ultimately get the snowman head up to about the same size as the body below it, so keep a lookout for that. My first time playing this stage, I went from a more like aesthetically correct size. I thought, we want to make this snowman, we better make it right, you don't want to make a head that's as large as the body, right? Well, that's not really how it works. You're judged purely on the size, so if you get the largest Katamari possible, you'll get the largest score. So you don't even have to worry about proper snowman aesthetics. Regardless of how good the snowman looks, you will get the same score. You just need to make the largest snowman possible. So yes, very little to worry about here. Just rolling around, picking up as much snow in the most relaxed fashion I can. Yes, as I mentioned, I believe it's the next stage of the King's Cosmos is one I am not looking forward to. But in addition to that, we have a couple of large stages also ahead of us. So yeah, this is a very welcome break from this final stretch of the game, which is pretty intense, all things considered. The game takes its time getting started with some sort of sleeper stages like the gingerbread house. Not particularly memorable stuff there at the start, but it's all good from here on out. So keep watching, please. Yeah, one of the unique things about this stage, I guess. We just picked up L'Amour. I wasn't even aware that she appeared on this stage. So I was starting to say one of the unique things about this stage, I suppose, is that it has a large quantity of unique objects that you can only obtain on this stage. So this is one you might actually have to revisit if you're going for like 100% collection. But aside from that, you can pretty much do everything you want to on your first trip here, because there is only the one cousin and the one royal present, and in addition to that, there's no time limit and therefore no comet, and you're really not going to get a bad score on this stage unless you, overtly jump the gun and make anything short of the perfect snowman head. Because it's kind of hard to go wrong here, I guess is my point. You can sort of actually run out of things to roll up. Like, you can roll up snow indefinitely, but at a certain point it stops actually adding to your size. So you can only get so large off of snow alone, and in fact, you've probably already noticed that the effects of snow have diminished significantly from the very start. Like at the beginning, you can't roll up any of the objects on this stage until you've gotten a certain amount of snow. Like it's specifically designed in that fashion that the first thing you can do, the first thing you're required to do before even picking up any of the other objects is rolling up snow first. And I guess there are like a couple of really small objects on this stage, like snowballs and things like that, that you could probably theoretically get right away, but the point is, you have to roll across quite a lot of snow just to get there, so by that point, the stage will have demonstrated to you what's going on here, which is that we are rolling up snow to get larger. And in addition to going out of our way to pick up objects, the very surface of this stage will be contributing to the Katamari. But yeah, it doesn't last terribly long and becomes a little bit more conventional after that, and in that you are picking up objects. This field of cones here is quite the boon, so I'm gonna get as many of those as I can. We're now at the correct size to roll up people, who in this case are mostly skiers. From over here, I got Sherman, the cousin, not that long ago, who himself looks like a snowman, so he's right at home here. And the royal present is right up here, trailing this reindeer, and I failed to get it. Let's try that again. Maybe give it a little hop, and nope. It's stuck to that sleigh. There it is, the royal present. We'll be guessing what that is for now, but we'll be seeing it in a little bit. So yeah, with the two collectibles out of the way, I'm just focused on getting the largest snowman head that I can. And as you can see right now, the snowman's head in the top left getting a little bit larger. It's starting to look like a proper snowman head should. Starting to get up to that size, but we want it to be a lot larger than that. And you would think to do so we would be getting as much snow as possible, but you know, I'd rather get seals. We'll just make it a seal man instead of a snowman. That sounds good to me. And those seals are slippery though, they're getting away from me. Come back here. Come back here, seal. And let's jump up here. Well, alright, we'll come back there a little bit later. For now, I'll just get these snow children, almost said snow childs. Get some snowboarders here. Oh yes, and we can jump up here to the ski lift and get these people. Even once you've exhausted all of the visible objects on the stage, if you wait around for a little while, more skiers are bound to appear on these ski lifts. It doesn't go infinitely, but there are probably a couple more people than you would actually expect for there to be. It'd be nice if there was actually a cousin up there, that'd be pretty cool, but it would also be kind of frustrating, like the royal present on the Cows and Bears stage was, where you kind of had to wait for it to come around. I still can't imagine finding that on my own, that's crazy. Just have to wait for it. It's unreasonable. Alright, so getting so many objects here with rainbow text, like I said, unique to this stage, a lot of them are. Let's get this Yeti here, this Bigfoot. Yep, so I'm at the point now where getting individual people even isn't a significant increase to my size, but there aren't a lot of things here to get that are larger than people. It's a bit of a conundrum. Actually, let's go ahead and get this this Encino man here, sticking his legs out from the ice there. I don't think we can ever actually get this mammoth, unfortunately. He's just here to tantalize us with that dead eye of his, that mammoth stuck in that ice. Alright, so let's head up here now. You can't get too deep up here because there's an invisible wall, just far enough in here to pick up these polar bears. And over here you can see a classroom where I guess penguins are learning to ski? Whatever. Okay, we're gonna get these ski boards, these penguins, and move along. And actually, if you try to go right here, there's another invisible wall. Like, you really have to just like hug that edge to move along up here. It's kind of strange that you can't go any deeper than that. So picking up some seals and then some snow blocks down here. As you can see, the head is now properly proportioned if we were to make an aesthetically pleasing snowman. But we are going to do much better than that. Get a little bit larger if we can. And there's really no challenge in doing that, because we have not run out of things yet, and there's nothing threatening us. No time limit ticking down whatsoever. Let's jump up and grab that scarf hanging off that chairlift. I guess that's what that was. Let's see what it is. There's some more over here. A long and thin. What is a long and thin? Oh, I guess it's a... What is a long and thin? Is that a ski? It's strange. The objects here are just so weird. Like the cones that were sticking in the ground, and like that long and thin, and there's something called a projection that's all over this stage. It's like these are geometrical objects. They don't seem like actual things, and they're just got another long and thin. Like, why are there just geometrical objects lying around on this stage? Like, I assume a projection is an actual thing involved in skiing, I guess. It looks just like, yeah, this thing over here, it's called a projection. And I have no idea what a projection is, but they're all over here. Just very unusual. Okay, so Snowman head. Looking a little bit big there, but we can get bigger than that. I'd like to eventually pick up these snowbanks that I'm rolling across right now. They're kind of the last object that you're able to get on this stage, because to my knowledge, you don't actually get up to the proper size to get the buildings here. I could be misremembering, but I don't think you can ever actually roll up this building. There aren't enough objects on the stage to bridge you up to that size. And I'm pretty sure you can't just like spend hours and hours here rolling up snow to eventually get to that size. I think that I'm well past the point where snow actually does anything for me. Okay, I'm able to pick up those snowbanks now. I got a couple of dry snows, and there's some wet snows, I think, on the other side. But I see some things under this Christmas tree here, so I guess I'll pick up these festive objects before moving along too much further. Get that house if I can. Alright, I can't. I give up. I'll jump up and grab a couple more skiers, though. And then, is this a wet bank? No. Alright, these are, though, right? I can't get the wet banks yet. Okay, so gonna have to grab a few more things. Can I get these birds before they fly away? Alright, did my best. What is that snowboarder even doing? He's like rolling around through the sky, but not only that, but he has 3 snowboards? Who needs 3 snowboards? You need 1 snowboard. That's the whole point of a snowboard. That's the advantage it has over skis. You only need 1. Okay, so heading over here. I actually know nothing about skiing. I'm sure there are other advantages to having a snowboard, but I've never used either. Okay, here we go. No, that's another dry snow. I'm trying to get these wet snows. Let's get wet snows. The snowman's head in the top left, looking a little bit bloated, but gonna get a little bit bigger still before I head out. Really want to get that 100-point score, since there's really no reason not to. There's no danger whatsoever here that should keep me from a 100-point score. So there's no excuse if I don't get it. Get these now. Alright, there we go. Got the wet snows, and as you saw, I got a size increase as I picked it up, meaning I've basically reached the threshold of what's possible here. So without further ado, let's make a snowman. And there it is. I love the way that's animated. I could have jumped up and put it right on top with the print top myself, but I wanted to see it roll up. It's a lot more exciting that way. And let's head on back to space with it. Royal Rainbow! Yeah, and he takes the entire snowman back to space, not just the Katamari that formed the head, but the body as well. Even though we didn't technically roll it up, it became part of the same object, so we're bringing it back to space with us. So, how did we do? What did we roll up? Well, we got 7 meters, 21 centimeters, 6 millimeters. That was kept from us the whole time. There was also a time there, but I didn't manage to read that off first. Okay, we got mostly weird things, also sports and cold. Wonder what constitutes a weird thing. Is a projection a weird thing? Alright, well, it looked like I got about 490 objects in all, with a score of 100 points, exactly as I expected. Yeah, just take your time, roll around in the snow, and you'll get there eventually. Really not a lot to worry about here, just a nice relaxing snowman level amidst the trials and tribulations of the end game. And there's our royal present, which looks a lot like the mask as worn by the prince. This is actually the Ancestral mask, I think it's called. Depicts our ancestors. And in addition to that, I of course got Sherman, the snowman cousin there. King needs a lint brush for that. And let's make a star. It is the freezing Snowman Planet. Alright, yeah, 11 minutes was the time. Wow, I'm sorry that I wasted 11 minutes of your life. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this Queen's Diary episode as well. That's all for Snowman Planet. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you next time.